Now we're on the clock with a minute to explore a handful of notable headlines from the week. First up, New Mexico's Spaceport America is slated to be the subject of a reality show. This is so interesting. NBC wants to create a series called Space Race, kind of like a Survivor in Space, where real people vie for a free spot on one of Virgin Galactic's flights, which go for like 200 grand a pop. Rob, you pointed out in your reporting that the revenue from these things, however, is not headed to New Mexico.
Well, it's not heading to New Mexico taxpayers.
Okay.
It is plowed back into the Spaceport Authority. That was a question I had was, hey, great, let's say we have a really successful reality show.
That's right.
Does that mean taxpayers are going to get some money back?
That's
and
right.
No, they'll get $25,000 to $75,000 per launch, but that goes to the Spaceport Authority because they want to be self-sufficient.
Interesting. Couldn't hurt, Senator, to have a reality show. It's kind of fun, see who wins, put New Mexico on the map. I like it.
Yes, this really is a reality show.
The ultimate reality.
Unreality, as far as I can see. I mean, we spent from the legislature how much? $208 million. So that was capital outlay, largely. So that's not ever going to be repaid.
That's
You're sounding like a fiscal conservative.
Your thoughts on this one?
I don't see us getting any kind of measurable return from it. It might just be kind of a curiosity. Maybe they take some nice panoramic shots of the terrain around the spaceport, and people think, oh, I might want to check that place out.
I want to know what you have to do, Trip, to be space-worthy on this reality show. I mean, what kind of personality?
Well, you have to actually have a lot of money. Right. I was thinking about this, and I fashioned my statement. My response is, oh, great, what America needs, another reality show. And we just had Breaking Bad in, and we're going to replace it with a spaceport reality show?
That's funny.
At least it's something.
It's something, right? Canon Information Technology Services announced it would open a facility right here in Albuquerque employing 150 people. They will provide technical support for folks who own the company's cameras, printers, and other devices. And this is Canon's first expansion outside its Virginia headquarters. I think that's kind of significant, actually. And a company official cited Albuquerque's climate with minimal weather disruptions, the bilingual workforce, of course. But stand by for this. Also, its active film scene. That's amazing to me. And they also got 600 grand in taxpayer money. So, it's one of those things. Rob, let's start with you. Is this a good get? Some folks are a little angsty because it's call center type stuff, and we have a history of that. But this is the reality of the world right now.
Yeah, I've always been a little hesitant about giveaways. The question I've got when I saw the story was, are there any clawback provisions?
Right.
Because we had the incident with HP where they didn't live up to their expectations after getting some money.
Didn't meet their number.
But on the other hand, $600,000 from the state, county, and city combined, 150 jobs with an average of $35,000. I did the math. That's $5.25 million.
Wow.
From a $600,000 investment. So even though I'm not crazy about those sort of things in general, I guess it makes sense.
There you go. What's your thought on that?
Oh, I just feel like we have such a cluttered menu of 110 different tax incentives, the skilled jobs tax credit, and just, a lot of them conflict, and we have no accounting for whether they are working. Now, the legislature twice passed a tax expenditure budget, which would begin to give us some idea of whether we're getting a return on our investment.
There you go.
And it was vetoed twice.
Oh boy, I'm gonna hold you guys there. We're a little out of time on that one. My fault. Speaking of economic development, however, one of the state's most prominent policy think tanks thinks we need more comprehensive approach to economic development. It's Think New Mexico released its blueprint for diversifying our economy. It included in-state tuition for international students specializing in science, technology, and engineering and math. And I'm going to start, Rachel, with you on this one. I like this report. I was reading it over the weekend. It came in the mail on Friday, and it's something interesting to me about this idea of international students, especially, meaning people are willing to try a lot of different things, it seems to be, in New Mexico now. We're willing to give a lot of different looks. What did you make of that report?
I was really interested in some of the ideas that they put forth, and more than that, I thought it was very encouraging. The broad aim of their report really is to diversify our economy, to grow some jobs internally that are not reliant on the federal government. And it's great to see someone put a plan on the table with some specific ideas for that. We don't talk nearly enough about that in Albuquerque.
Including taxes, by the way. way. I love the way they name names and who's getting away with paying no taxes here. I love that.
ATV.
Right, all that. Trip, your thoughts on this one too?
I mean, this is one of the major issues for New Mexico is diversifying the economy. There's just no question.
Right.
But I think this is also about managing expectations.
Yeah.
This is a decades-long kind of process, which is about also education. Frankly, economic development. You hear people who talk about this, educated workforce.
Right.
That's what you're competing. Yeah. That's a big deal here in New Mexico.
Absolutely. Rob, pick up on that if you would.
The only thing I would say about this was, and I applaud the New Mexico people for thinking of something new. I don't know what its survivability would be in the legislature. For example, and I like the idea of in-state tuition for international students, but I can already anticipate the pushback they're going to get from the legislature.
Yep.
People are going to say, how come a kid from Las Cruces how come the kid from outside Las Cruces, from another part of the country or a different country, is getting the same break as an in-state student?
I agree. I think it's going to be a tough sell.
This might be a tough sell.
Could have hold you there, Senator. Got to move on that one. My fault. We'll pick it up after the show. You know how this works. With the federal furloughs, more people will likely seek unemployment benefits, certainly, but they may have trouble accessing them. The state agency in charge of issuing those benefits saw telephone wait times for applicants more than double in 2013. That's despite an expensive new computer system. It also took longer to process claims, according to a legislative report. And Didi, I'll start with you on this one again. The Journal reported that the agency is trying to recruit Spanish speakers to speed up the process. But I'm asking, does this all sound like something's in control here? Something doesn't feel quite together here. What's your sense of it?
Oh no, this is a terrible situation. We spent $46 million on a new computer system, and the response times have increased rather than decreased. I mean, it takes longer now, and there's something wrong with this picture, and there needs to be a systemic reevaluation of the computer systems in New Mexico.
Don't we have this problem everywhere, Rob? Whenever it's an IT issue, you ever notice that? A statewide IT issue, it never seems to get up to
program, the trip mentioned earlier, the program.
It's so frustrating.
I'm with Senator Feldman on this one. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. If you spend all that money, $46 to $48 million, you would expect the wait times would go down. Instead, they've gone up to 36 minutes.
Sure. Gonna hold you guys on that one. A little short on time. New subject and a sudden about face. Navajo Nation President Ben Shelley announced there would be an end to wild horse roundups for sale to meat processing plants. This came after meeting with former Governor Bill Richardson, who formed a foundation with Robert Redford to stop horse slaughter. And Tripp, let me start with you on this. Is this a significant game changer in the idea of horse slaughter in New Mexico? Does this move the ball somehow?
I mean, I think it does. I think this is also a lesson in getting a national narrative out there. When you got the Governor Richardson and you've got Robert Redford, Redford's a household name. Richardson, I'm not so sure about nationally. But you have a little pressure coming to bear on the Navajo Nation. So is it a game changer? Probably, but I think we probably have to wait and see.
Interesting. A lot of fixes yet to come, Rachel, on Navajo land for this, but this is a start of something, some folks feel. Again, I have to ask, does this change the dynamics markedly if you are pro-horse slaughter? Do you look at this and go, whoa, wait a minute, this is a much different situation now?
I think it really just illustrates what a challenging issue this is to get an opposite message out from the message that there is a story to be told by the supporters, and they're telling it very powerfully. It's hard to get that opposite message out there. This really just illustrates that.
Sure, and we're on national spotlight now, Rob. New York Times coverage on this, everything.
Yeah, and I've written about this. Whenever I write about it, I get a ton of emails from readers, almost all of them against the horse slaughter plant. But the hard-headed response is the estimates between 25,000 and 75,000 wild horses, feral horses on Navajo land. So I hope they're able to work out an agreement or a solution to this, but this is something that's really time sensitive with that big a number.
Absolutely. Thank you all for being here. Senator, good to see you as always. Tripp, you're the man. Rachel, good to see you. Rob, right on.
Thank you.
As always, all of us here at New Mexico in Focus appreciate your time and your effort to stay informed and engaged. Catch up with us anytime on social media by searching New Mexico in Focus, and you can find archived interviews and often really good bonus material from our shows on our YouTube channel and at newmexicoinfocus.org. I'm Gene Grant. We'll see you next week in Focus.